been rocking and rolling, and so is this guy. Kye Robichaux joins us from beautiful Chestnut Hill, and there he is.
There he is.
Kye, first of all, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on turning this thing around. I mean, Jeff Hafley tried to preach to everybody, hey, we got a good football team. We're going to clean this thing up and get going. But what has been the turning point, in your opinion, for Boston College football in 23?
In my opinion, I say the turning point would have to be tuning out the outside noise. Coming in off the year that they had last year, it was evident that we wanted to, make the big turnaround. So the biggest focus was tuning out the outside noise, putting our heads down and just working and trusting each other, knowing that we can do whatever we put our minds to.
Oh, something you put your mind to was a career day this weekend in your win over Georgia Tech, 21 carries, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. And you mentioned what they did last year because you're a transfer in coming from Western Kentucky. Why did you want to come to Boston College? I imagine it's for moments like this, but what about BC stuck out to you?
Well, first, I'm a man of faith. So at the end of the day, it's whatever God pointed me to. And I felt like at that time, that was the best decision for me. And BC reached out to me. We established a great relationship, and I just knew from day one that this is the place I was going to be at. And then as far as the game, that's shout out to the big boys up front. That's all of them. They make my job easier, make my reads easier, and I just got to stay detailed and, do what we've been working on.
I love that's the first thing you shout out. I know that was in your post-game interview too. So you make the big boys up front happy as well. In a game like that, we always talk about this. Like, what does it feel like when you're in a moment like that, when the runs are coming as they are? Can you feel that you're about to have a career day?
You can feel it, but in my head, I try not to think about it. I try to focus in on, just winning the game, and staying on my details. So, yeah, it comes up here and there like, okay, yeah, it's going to be a good day. But, at the end of the day, it's a team game. We're trying to get the win.
Kye, Taylor and I went up to and had some fun with that offensive line when we did the BC camp tour and went up there and ate some cheeseburgers with the boys. When you guys are rolling, all right, and you see holes galore, and Castellanos has been fantastic too, what's it like in the huddle when the offensive line is wearing the defensive line out? Is it a talkative group, or is it just quiet like assassins? Because I've seen what they're like when they got cheeseburgers in front of them and get serious. But what's it like on game day when all of a sudden those big boys up front are knocking people out of the way, just like they did last week against Georgia Tech?
Yeah, no, I want to thank y'all again, too, for feeding my big boys up front. But, in the huddle, honestly, it's a special feeling when we're all on the same page, we're all motivated, and we just want to execute our jobs to the best of our ability. So we got some talkers in the huddle, but at the end of the day, it's a overall consensus of like we gotta get this done.
Okay,
we just go out and handle our business.
Who's the talker in the huddle?
Definitely Tommy. 100% Tommy.
I can see that.
But it's probably not Mahogany, right? Mahogany was one of those guys that he'd rather just hit you and smile at you, right? I mean, Mahogany's no joke dude now.
Mahog likes to crack his, jokes here and there, but most of the time he's locked in.
Yeah, he's a pretty serious guy.
Hey, in this game last week in Georgia, you got to do it at home. Like, you're from Georgia, which you're from Columbus, for people who don't know. Who was there watching you this past weekend? Did you have a big contingency there?
Really, that's the crazy thing about it, because my whole entire family was there. My family's primarily from New Orleans, Louisiana. So they don't get to see me play that often. I think the last time they got to see me play in person was freshman year during our bowl game. So, like, it's been a minute since they see me play in person. And, it was just a great feeling having to do that and, get the dub in front of, the whole family.
That's really cool. Did you know the stat that all 5 touchdowns that were scored were by Georgia guys? You, Thomas Castellanos, and Amari Jackson? You realize that?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard about it. And it's funny because before the game, we have our little pregame speeches and whatnot. We're talking to each other like we gotta represent. We're at home. We're in front of our people. We gotta put on a show, and that's what we went out there and did.
That's so cool.
But Kyle, let me tell you something. I used to live down there in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge. Again, I always go back to food, and those folks in Louisiana do it like nobody else in the world now. It is unlike people can try to copy something's blackened or whatever. No, you can't. There's only one
Can't.
place in the world to find it. And you know I'm telling the truth on that.
You're
So
telling
with
the
that,
truth.
I am telling the truth. So where in the world do you go up there in Chestnut Hill or Boston that could give you a little etouffee or a little jambalaya? I mean, goodness gracious, because you can't get the real thing. I'm just kind of curious if you found anything yet in the Boston area.
It's funny you say that because when I first got up here, I was really, sticking to my certain 2-3 meals a week. I wasn't really open to trying out any other food because I didn't want to, ruin the experience being up here. But everyone up here actually has been putting me on food places, telling me to go here, making me try this. And I'm actually surprised. I've actually been to some pretty good food places up at Chestnut.
Really? Now, listen, is that Louisiana cooking or just food in general?
In my opinion, I don't think you're going to find Louisiana cooking.
Nah, you know it's right. You know we're telling the truth on that because I'm telling you, if you've spent any time in that state and you had the crawfish or what, I mean, it doesn't even matter what it is. There's nothing like Louisiana cooking.
Like
Nothing.
Hey, everyone's good at what they're good at, right?
Don't.
Stick to what you know. That's how that goes. Hey, Thomas Castellanos, you mentioned a Tommy. He's been incredible to watch, at least from our vantage point. What's it like playing alongside him? Because the two of you go hand in hand. Obviously, you're the guy back there if he's handing off the ball. What's it like playing with a guy like Thomas? He's obviously very confident. And he's really good at what he does.
Yeah. No, actually, it's something that I'm probably cherish for the rest of my football career. He brings a different aspect to the game. It actually makes my job way easier because, he takes a lot of the pressure off me being able to throw the ball and run the ball. We developed a special connection when we first transferred in because, we're new guys on campus, so it's like the first people we see and, we instantly clicked off of our first conversation and then we kind of like motivate each other. We're trying to go back and forth. Who can get a big run? Who can keep, start the drive, get the momentum going. So like, I appreciate him a lot because he makes me better at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Kye, I know the first couple of weeks, we talked about this a lot on the show when we brought up BC football, all the penalties. I mean, it was so crazy. I mean, even that Florida State game, you have a chance to win. I think it was 18 penalties. I think it was the final number. And I still remember Jeff Hafley in the press conference being so annoyed that, hey, this is not the way we play, and I am going to get this cleaned up. How does he change that? And what happened in practice? What happened in the sessions and looking at tape or whatever the case may be, where all of a sudden those, again, you're still going to get penalties, but not like the rate that you guys had in the first part of the season. What changed there? How did he pull that off?
First we love our coach. We have so much respect for him. At the end of the day, it's a detail thing. It's a group thing. It's a family thing. We all got to come together and figure it out as one. So first practice back, it's holding your teammates accountable, being there for them when they need you. Just keep pushing each other and being locked in every rep. So then I say it turns into more of a family. It's a family matter. There's no individuals. It's one team. It just took us to lock in and put in the work to, fix our problems.
You guys are on the right path, and I know you guys would like to continue on that with a win over UConn. What's been the focus this week as you get ready to face the Huskies? Without divulging too much of the game plan, what you see on tape and what you feel like you can do against this team to come out with a win?
Well, at the end of the day, we try to approach every week the same way with the same intent, want to know, let's put our foot down, let's keep our heads straight, it's just work. So we trying to go back and refine the details and see anything else that we really need to work on. But at the end of the day, it's more detail, being focused, being in the moment, and executing your job at a high level.
Kye, one of the questions we had, our 5 burning questions to lead off the show today, was whether or not Boston College for the 3rd consecutive week can have 300 yards of rushing. I said yes. Now, I don't know how much more incentive you need other than I don't want to be embarrassed on ACC PM if we don't go for 3 bills this weekend against the UConn. So you tell old Jeff Hafley not to get cute back there. Just tell them big boys there's cheeseburgers on the line, and there may be some jambalaya for a back that can touch that thing 25 times for 2 bills. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We don't get the job done.
We're wishing you the very best. And again, congrats on all your success. Yeah. And good luck finding that Louisiana food up there. But you know what? Just find that end zone. It'll be good, man. It's all good.
Thank y'all so much.
You got it.
Stay
Best of
healthy,
luck.
Kye.
There he is. Up and running.